Welcome to my YouTube channel Sagar Kalyan. Here we are going to get started with the introduction to programming language. We are going to learn a lot of things regarding the new technology, new programming languages. We are going to cover up all the basic fundamentals to learn how you can get started with the new programming language basically. And here it's going to be very interesting journey for all of us as a beginner. If you are quite interested in these tutorials and ahead, I'm going to teach, like for example, Python. So that is going to be an interesting task to learn, right? And as a programmer, you can gain new skills and develop your skills and tasks so that you can automate and your stuff can be much more efficient and productive, and that's how you can use your daily routine by making your life more easier, right? So let's get started with few questions that I have written down, as you can see on the screen. So here's my first question that I'm going to ask the ChatGPT, and let's see what she replies. What is programming and how would you explain it in simple terms? I want to get an example with it and just make it simple as it.
Programming is like giving a computer a list of instructions to follow. For example, if you want the computer to make a sandwich, you'd write instructions like 1. Take 2 slices of bread. 2. Spread some butter on one side of each slice. 3. Add a slice of cheese. Or put the 2 slices together. The computer follows these instructions exactly, just like you would follow a recipe to make the sandwich.
Oh, that's cool. And what is programming language and why do we really need them?
A programming language is a way to write instructions that a computer can understand and execute. We need them because they provide a structured way to communicate with computers and tell them what to do. Without a programming language, it would be nearly impossible to create software, apps, or websites because computers wouldn't understand our commands.
Okay, can you name some of the most popular programming languages that is being used by the developers in today's time?
Sure, some of the most popular programming languages today include Python, JavaScript, Java, C++, and C#.
And how about TypeScript, React, Vue.js, and those kind of frameworks that is being used in today's world? Are they not demanding enough?
Yes, TypeScript, React, and Vue.js are very popular and in high demand, especially in web development. TypeScript is an extension of JavaScript that adds static types, making code more robust. React and Vue.js are frameworks and libraries for building user interfaces and web applications, making development faster and more efficient. They're widely used in the industry for modern web projects.
Okay, that's cool. Now I want to understand some fundamental keys to understand the basics of programming language, like variables, data types, and operators, and what are all of these as a beginner to get started with it. And I want to just understand what I have to cover up as a beginner.
Sure, here's a basic overview of each concept. 1. Variables. Variables are like containers that store information. For example, if you want to keep track of a person's age, you might create a variable called age and set it to a number, like age equals 25. 2. Data types. Data types specify what kind of data a variable holds. Common data types include integers, whole numbers, e.g. 5, floats, decimal numbers, 3.14, strings, text, hello world, booleans, true or false values, e.g. true or false. 3. Operators. Operators perform operations on variables and values. Some basic types include arithmetic operators, like plus for addition, for subtraction, for multiplication, and slash for...
I think you have gone too far, so I just want the basic understanding how to get started with fundamentals.
Got it. Here's a simplified overview. 1. Variables. Think of variables as labeled boxes where you store data. For example,
Please don't describe me about variables that we are going to cover up later on. I just want to point out the key points like variables, data types and operators. Then comes the control structures such as loops and conditionals, something like that. So just cover all the topics that can be covered in a programming language. So here my question is, I don't want to get the details of the fundamentals that you are explaining. I just want the key points, what I need to cover up while learning the basics of programming language, such as variables, data types and operators, and there are more things we need to cover up. So what are these?
understood. Here are the key points to cover for the basics of programming. 1. Variables. Learn how to create and use them to store data. 2. Data types. Understand the different types of data like numbers, text, and Boolean values. 3. Operators. Get familiar with basic operators for performing calculations and comparisons. 4. Control structures. Learn about if statements, loops, for and while, and how they control the flow of your program. 5. Functions. Understand how to define and call functions to organize and reuse code. These fundamentals will give you a strong start in programming.
Oh, that's nice. Now I got to know about it. So my question is now going to be, what programming language should I choose as a
Feel
beginner?
free to ask your question. I'm here to help.
What programming language should I choose as a beginner? Is Python a good choice?
Yes, Python is an excellent choice for beginners. It has a simple and readable syntax, which makes learning to code easier. Python is also versatile and widely used in various fields like web development, data science, and automation, so you'll have many opportunities to apply your skills.
So that's were really nice answers by you. I hope my audience also got to know about it, and all I want from all of you to do is comment down if there is something that you see is not true or is something wrong or left behind or you want to talk about, so we can cover all those topics as well in our next tutorial videos. And we are going to get started with Python because I think that is much more simpler to learn. Even you can start with JavaScript, but I would recommend Python as it is going to also be one of the backend part where we are going to connect to the database and how we are going to retrieve the information and all that kind of stuff. You can do it with JavaScript, TypeScript also, but nowadays there are more and more things going on and I have preferred Python to go with. So it's your choice, whatever you want to learn you can do, but in the starting, if you are learning as a beginner, so it's a must to get at least the fundamentals concept cleared, how you can use a new programming language in your tools, whatever you are building up, right? So please subscribe my YouTube channel and keep following it. I will come in the next video. Thanks for watching this video. Bye bye.